Hello and welcome, Lynx here. We are playing Chronotopia of a second skin. Am I even capable of remembering of attorney for my sins? Don't be afraid, you're not alone. This is the mirror of your soul. Let's visit the utopia together. Okay, so I had to read it fast. The first episode was super nice, I would say. Enjoyed it a lot. Let's get over here. What's the time in a land far, far away? Oof. Good. Now we can click and take it easy. Yeah, the first one, super fun. I would say a lot of stuff has been told. Looking forward to see what's gonna happen next. Descendant of a great family from Mauritania, who had settled in Europe. The princess was as wise as she was beautiful. Sure. With her thirst for justice and strong personality, she was soon handed the reins of the country. Okay. Her wealth came from a magical donkey she had inherited from her ancestors. Oh, so she didn't acquire it herself? The animal could produce gold and jewels at will. She collected them to erect roads and buildings which would serve the interest of her people. What was what was the fairy tale named? Donkey skin. Okay. Honestly, I don't think it's told in Poland because donkey. I think it's not told at all in Poland because I absolutely don't remember that thing. Donkey skin. What would it be? Yeah, it's definitely not told in Poland. Anyway. So basically the donkey is being used. Got it, great, wow. Anyway. Under her reigns, works of art and projects of all sorts were developed. Her people lived without ever having to fear hunger, since she always found a solution. Use the donkey. The attention she had for her people, as well as the vast power her wealth gave her, made the young princess hugely respected across the country, and everybody praised her. But then again, you know. God seemed keen on satisfying her in return. What? The princess indeed fell deeply in love with a young, inexperienced but honest noble, who had eyes for nobody else. Okay. He was from a famous family of 12 sons. 12? Dude! Tell her father to get off the mother, come on! Since he was one of the last born, he lacked attention, wow, and desired to settle far from them so he could write his own tale. She gave him love and respect, and he asked for nothing more. Okay. I'm totally waiting for him to do something weird, okay? He's noble. You expect them to do something weird. From their marriage, a lovely daughter was born. And she was already on the path to become as wise and brave as her mother. Okay. Huh. So I guess he was not like his father. Year after year, the king and the queen ruled together as fairly as possible. The magical donkey, which is basically the one thanks to who that freaking country was running, let's face it, from which came their wealth, was treated well, and the couples... Oh, okay. Let us decide if the donkey was treated well for. We'll find out, maybe. It will be up to us. We'll decide, okay? Anyway. And the couple's life seemed perfectly desirable. A magical atmosphere hung over the realm, and there were rumors the queen had to be part fairy to meet success in everything she was doing. You know what? I kind of... Maybe it's a wrong thing to say, but I kind of understand why this guy would not go like his father after 12 kids. Yeah. Anyway, no other country looked more like a fairytale come true than this one. Basically, I mean, I think the king's wife was not his type. Just like she was not mine, but anyway. As the couple was enjoying their life full of ideas to make their country a better place, misfortune eventually struck. The queen, who everyone thought invulnerable, fell critically ill. Oh. Even for the king, called the best physician in the world, nobody was able to find a cure for the sickness that was devouring the queen from the inside. I mean, yeah, that's how sicknesses usually work. Days passed. Citizens were getting more and more restless, and the family more and more depressed, but to no avail. Realizing she was going to draw her last breath, the queen spoke to her husband on her deathbed. She was still young. What? She totally did not look like she's young. And she would have gladly kept working on all the major undertaken projects. But she was even more remorseful for leaving her husband and her daughter so soon, as she loved the both of them so tenderly. So many things to do, so many memories to have, so many beautiful moments to live. Alas, pain was carving a deep chasm, actually, into her chest. As the king was leaning over and stretching her hand towards her, with the saddest look he ever had, she was trying to tell him her last wills. Her face partially paralyzed. What? Ridden with painful spasms, the queen exhaled excruciating moans. My dear... Dude, she totally does not look like a young person. He doesn't look like a young guy as well. I mean, I would say... in their 50s? Maybe beyond that? Anyway, whatever. My dear, this is the end for me. Hush, do not say a thing, do not wear yourself out. I still believe, I have to believe. We'll find a cure, and it will be better soon, I promise. Ooh. Don't make promises like that. If you say something like that, go, I still believe, I have to believe, we'll find a cure, and you'll be better soon. I'll do whatever is in my power to achieve that, I promise. Don't promise she will be cured. Promise that you will fight for her to be cured. That makes more sense. Anyway. It is hopeless. I know this. No, I cannot believe it. Before I depart out, I would like you to do something for me. I love you, you know it, and I love the young princess too. Dude, just say daughter. Just say your daughter. I cannot stand imagining you crying over my death for too long. Why do I feel like this will actually lead to something messed up that the nobles would do? I want to be happy above all else. Please, please don't say what my mind is telling me you might say. Please. What are you trying to imply, my dear? I know how you are. You will not be able to accept my death. You have always searched for my eyes, my attention. I already know all too well how sad you will be. But you will not be able to mourn my death until the end of time. I would rather follow in death than live without you, my lady. How silly of you. The kingdom needs you. Our daughter needs you. Do not leave them behind even for my sake. But sooner or later, you will have to overcome my death. I want you to live, my beloved. I want you to live for me. I will never stop thinking about... sorry. I will never stop thinking about you. In that case, please allow me to request something. Okay, I thought she was finished with the request, but... I insist that you remarry. Find someone who will make you happy again. Someone who can take place in my eyes of the people. In the eyes of the people of your daughter, the princess. Okay. Do you think it will lead to the messed up situation? Because I think it might lead to messed up situation. But I can do this. Nobody will ever place you in my heart. I know it is painful. It is for me as well. Deep down I feel so angry imagining you in the arms of somebody else. Okay, I understand that, yeah. But I am not selfish. I want you to be happy above anything else. Honestly, if I was king... What am I saying? Why am I saying the king? Whatever, not king. If I was in a situation but that the loved ones of mine dies, or is about to die, and she tells me go find someone else, I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Anyway. If I don't hear anymore, I at least want a woman as wise as me to know how to heal your heart. This is my last wish. Yeah, I'm like, sorry, that wish will not come true. How could I fulfill such a cruel request? You're the one my heart craves, the only one. The queen laughed sadly. Fever and pain were gnawing at her. Soon it became near impossible for her to talk. Her eyes were getting more and more obfuscated, to the point that she was unable to make out her husband's grieving face as he cried beside her. Stretching her hands towards him, towards the light, she tried rubbing his cheek one last time. Regretful, she could not help silently shedding tears. The aging was becoming so intense, she was gradually losing her touch with reality. Ooh. My fate is such a cruel one. I only want to live by your side, to bask in your innocent smile for all eternity. Yet I have to go. That is God's will. Ugh. Right. I do not want to. Of course I do not. It is too soon. There are so many things still I have to do here. It is too late, however. I cannot do anything but face it. The bare idea of being replaced is harrowing. Then why would you suggest that? To imagine someone else living in my quarters, ordering my retainers, settling in my home. To think about someone else in your arms, embracing you, kissing you, giving you new hairs. By the way, now that I think about it. Maybe not. Maybe later. Did I finish at the hairs? I think so. To think about someone else gaining the affection of my daughter, attending her wedding, raising and supporting her. It is making me die inside. Jealousy is eating what remains of me. Then again, why would you suggest that? I would rather still be here. I would rather have lived those beautiful days forever. But it is impossible. So even if it pains me, even if the thought is unbearable, you must find happiness. You must forget me. And that is so painful to me. You probably thought I would face death with dignity, that I would be stoic and calm. That is how people see me. However, I'm only human after all. I wish I had been more righteous. But amidst this pain that is tearing my body to dust, all that remains are regrets. Oh, this is nice. Ooh. This is nice. Thus, they bid a tearful farewell to each other. Sometime later, the queen died in unbearable suffering, and the king was inconsolable. As sensitive and deeply in love as he was, he considered that no girl from any good family could ever rival his late wife. He consequently refused to remarry and swore to never change his mind. Yeah, I mean, I would be the same. I mean, it's not like he needs to remarry. They have a daughter. The daughter can take over the country or kingdom, or whatever you want to call it. Seems to me like not a problem. The whole kingdom was... Okay, so it's a kingdom. Was mourning the death of its queen. One of the greatest ceremonies ever made was organized in her honor. It went on for several days and nights. Whether farmer or merchant, rich or poor, each citizen took part in the funeral. They decorated the city with lanterns in several places. Some water lanterns were even put on the Great Lake for her sake. At night, the candles could be seen all the way from the Lord's castle. The young princess, who was as sorrowful as her father, found comfort in admiring those lights. Those flickering lights looked like spots of hope to her. However, the country seemed to be consumed by a steadfast evil, harbinger of storms. Thus, things would never be the same again. As the years passed, the kingdom slowly declined. The king had lost any hint of motivation, could not bring himself to do anything since his wife had died. What? I mean, to be fair, it's a speculation, but I think, sort of speculation right now at least. I think I would try to literally do everything for the kingdom possible. I mean, I think at least that would be the kind of thing that would allow me to kind of suppress the feeling of losing someone. But that, again, I'm guessing here, kind of. Definitely don't want to experience that. He cancelled all the great works the country was working on. What? Thinking they had all lost meaning without her, and he locked himself up in stillness and silence. Dude, wow. The citizens felt neither heard nor supported, and discontent was growing. Yet the king did not care. It almost seemed like he was trying to be hated by his people. Only the magical donkey was keeping the kingdom from going bankrupt. I mean, to be fair, wasn't it like that from the very beginning? For just saying. Just saying. I mean, it was said that everything was kind of funded from when the donkey was created, right? Creating, right? Nothing was told that the supposed creations, or I don't know, whatever else would give the income that would keep the kingdom going. So I would say it was constantly like that, even if there was great inventions and so on. Still, those inventions came from the donkey, basically. I don't know, like... It seems like having, I guess, let's say someone like that, capable of creating, like, riches, that someone would be used constantly if other people find out. Yeah. Anyway. However, the inevitable happened. The donkey's fame went beyond the kingdom's borders, and several neighboring and wealth-seeking lords tried to invade the lands, leaving them scarred by wars. Yeah, kind of as expected. The once living castle was now a shadow of its former self. Artists and merchants were fleeing one after another, looking for more auspicious lands. I mean, no surprise. I would flee myself as well. Given that the, like, king himself doesn't care, basically. The kingdom is basically on a downfall, not to mention constantly being attacked. Yeah, it's a flee game. The people had lost all faith in their lord. What about the princess? Was she not doing anything? Just asking? At first, the king's apathy and inexperience were convenient for the nobles. Oh boy. Okay. That is a problem. Since he was handling the country rather poorly and was showing no sign of resistance, opportunistic councillors took advantage of the situation to seize control of the realm and get richer behind his back. As expected. However, the decadent mood was not so convenient anymore. After some time, but was it not already too late, the councillors realized that there was nothing to be expected from the current king, who had become impassive. They had to do something fast for the greater good. I wonder what you mean by sometime, because it was definitely... I would be guessing it was definitely years. Factions appeared. Some thought the king could still take care of the realm until the princess, winning with whom would become the new king. Does she need to be wed to be like the queen? That's weird. Others precisely hoped for the princess to seize the throne earlier than expected, while some others advised the king to find a new wife who could revive his will. Nah, that would not work. Or even that he go back to his homeland and leave the country with a new government. Oh. No, I'm saying hand the power to the princess right off the bat. The most extremist nobles had no problem suggesting taking care of the king once and for all. Okay, but that last option would not satisfy anyone. They all lived in the wake of the previous queen and they all wanted to honor her memory, but no one seemed to understand what she had been trying to build. What do you mean? A peaceful place. And I guess with all the suppose projects going on, which I assume were some kind of inventions. I mean, she wanted to build a kingdom that would be prospering still. Probably not something that we have now, basically, as well. Anyway. I feel like I'm talking too much myself today. A new file has been added to the archives. Okay. So I have not noticed that yesterday. But also apparently the dev, that Strawman is mentioned, or more like someone from the dev's team, did watch. And apparently there is a button right here. I totally did not expect it to be a button. Funnily enough. Text log extras. Extras. Ooh. Unlock all of the archives? All? What? Did I unlock everything? How? It's an achievement of 0.1% of players. Okay, seems like I'm not the only one who has not noticed that. Ooh, we have 4 CGs already, nice. Stained glass illustrations. Character illustrations. Oh, there is more character illustrations. Ooh. And purgatory illustrations, okay. Archives, let's have a look. Ooh. 39. Okay, introduction. We are totally going to read that. Gustave Dor Frontispice. Where do you come from? You must have certainly heard of Charles Perrault, in so as his work, Mother Goose Tales. No! Is university read. I have not heard of this one as well, sorry. Unless... freaking Mother Goose Tales. I don't know that. I totally have no clue what that is. I mean, at least, I don't know, maybe they included it now or whatever, but in my times of school, that was definitely not something taught in schools. Like, you have to read this, no. And I've never read that stuff. with the donkey skin as well. Anywho, you think that you know all there is to know about fairy tales thanks to his legacy, when it is in fact a far more extensive and complex subject than it appears. Perrault. For the name theme, sounds suggestive. Oh my god, what am I talking? Sounds familiar. Perrault indeed takes his inspiration from oral traditions and folklore from his country, yet he does not give a faithful representation of them. Ooh. On the contrary, he rewrites them as he wishes with fashionable style specific of his time. Thus there are numerous adaptations, translations and reworkings of the same stories through time. Fairy tales are not frozen. Each province, each country possesses its own variations that sometimes merge together in a surprising way. Consequently, it is almost impossible to find the defined origin of a tale, even more so when there are traces of said tale in several distant countries around the same time. It is for all these reasons that I invite you to travel with me, in addition to help you collect your lost memory. Maybe this Uchronia will make you discover the richness and diversity of fairy tales. In any case, that is all I wish you. Close entry, okay. Les petites coudes. I bet I totally did not read that properly. That's like absolute French. I don't know French. Chronotopia. In Tales from Earth and Sea. I think I know the title, but that's it. Folklorist Paul Sepilot tells a Breton story that is quite similar to Beauty and the Beast. I know that one! Except for a few key details. A king and a queen have two daughters called Dawn and Dusk. Ooh. Dawn and Dusk. Wait. Now that I think about it. I'm certain about the... one of them. There is a character like that as well. I thought of other game that had Dawn and Dusk characters with her. I wonder if it's because of that as well. Maybe it's inspired. They give preference to the eldest as she's the prettiest and love her more than her sister. Wow. In order to marry Dawn, they organize a great ball and are very pleased to note that a swarm of suitors are gathering around her. However, as time passes, suitors gradually turn their back on her because she is hardly amenable, preferring the youngest. If Dusk admittedly proves to be slightly less beautiful, she is in reality witty and full of grace. So much that everyone enjoys her company better. Irate to see their favorite ignore the king and queen resolve to get rid of her rival. Under the flimsy excuse of paying a visit to her godmother, they send her in the forest in the dark of night. Oh my. Talk about terrible parents. Dawn and Dusk. Aurore and Crépuscule. In French. In French version of PolishLynx. Have quite the appropriate names. One embodies the morning's brightness, the other the evening's simplicity. The youngest daughter nevertheless remains the true protagonist of this story. Sounds kinda interesting, to be honest. Alright, we have 37 to go. Just 37. Right. The king right in front of us. Nice bird, by the way. Because of those long struggles, King Thibaut was asked to find a new wife day after day. However, he was still obstinately refusing to do so. I understand that. His most faithful counselors were growing desperate. I mean... what I'm getting there at is... to me it seems like he found true love, right? No wonder he doesn't want to try to go over it, that feeling somehow, or push that feeling aside for someone else. And also, given that he had the true love, I don't know, maybe it's my thing. I'm speaking of my own experience, kind of, but being with someone who you don't love, kinda unfair, and also what's kind of important in my opinion, you would not put your best effort for that person as well. if you know that you won't do that, you should not be with someone, basically. I'm getting at. That's kind of my opinion, and I think you might be feeling that as well, that he won't be able to give it the same amount of love, of his own dedication to the other person, kind of, you know. Kind of. That kind of thing. Anyway. What a hairstyle.
But your excellency, the host kingdom's fate is at stake. You cannot remain impassive while someone is scheming for your death or your replacement.
Whoa. Would you look at that? His brother.
Exactly. Your lack of action is folly. You must choose someone to live by your side to put an end to these complaints waving on your shoulders.
Not really. He just needs to take care of the kingdom.
I do not care. Let them kill me if this is what they want. To follow my queen is my only wish. You cannot say that, your excellency. The queen will always think of the kingdom's best interests. If you give up the realm, you betrayed her memory. So be it. If not wish to manage kingdom, then why keep this masquerade going? You should have married the princess of Pacherlier. Think of your daughter. It is time for her to see something else.
No. Again, why does she need to marry to take over the kingdom? Hello? Just give her the freaking crown. Let her lead. Also, this guy seems to have huge feet.
My daughter, the princess, may hate for me for all I care. My whole kingdom too. Nobody will ever be as great as my departed wife.
Okay, I was mistaken. He thinks only of himself.
But my lord! Enough! I do not want to see you anymore for today. Be gone! Leave me alone!
He will be poisoned, I think, or something like that. Horrified, the councillors could feel the kingdom's ruin looming. While some were already planning a coup d'etat and were fighting over some arbitrary throne, the loyalists thought they had to find a way to pierce through the king's walls. To get a better understanding of the king's psyche, they called an old druid.
Go try to convince King Thibaut of Fantasy wealth. We're ready to anything to make him change his mind regardless of who would be the wife he chose. Do not worry, sirs. Just sit by.
The druid, who was dishonest but quite crafty, happened to be peerless when it came to influencing the human soul. As soon as he appeared before the gloomy king, he made a great impression thanks to the mysterious look he had perfected. Noir. Anything here? Nope. Oh, I think that's how you could have done it. Yeah, now that I think about it. I think it would be noticeable if it was not a clickable thing, but you would have text look and extras of the bud. But whatever, now we know, so it's fine either way.
Your Highness, your councillors invited me here today because they are worried about your health. Speak freely. What is waving your heart? The death of my wife, of course. I've lost any desire to live since she died in my arms. I cannot see nor hear. I keep on brooding over the past again and again. I understand. The Queen's ghost still haunts you, and you are a prisoner of the past.
Haunts him? No, that's not that.
Yet, could this spell be broken? You wish for the good of the kingdom, do you not? Naturally. I want to follow through with her work. I wanted to be strong.
Did you?
But I let myself be shut away by the time and decay. It is far too late now. If I may, I think there is a solution. You have to find a young woman who can become the new queen. No one can do it.
I can feel it in my bones. It will end up in a messed up way.
I've taken a look at the portraits of all the neighboring girls from good families who were ready to be wed. They have been sent to me. All of them.
Why does that sound familiar? Not the entire thing, but the Anyway,
There is not a single woman who had qualities.
it will lead to the messed up ending, I can tell. Yet you did not wish to meet with any of them. Why not give them a chance to show you who they are?
It doesn't matter. I already know it.
Do you have my sense for the anime girls? Like, I see one and I know, oh, I would like her. I don't need to watch the stuff yet. I know I will. It's been confirmed. It's been like that kind of multiple times. Funnily enough. Anyway. Could it be that you are taking the Queen's last wish to her, that you are already ready to wed a far more beautiful woman than she was? Which would not be much of a challenge, just saying, from my perspective.
A beauty, isn't it, Angel? But you don't really care about it. I only ask her to be wise, smart, and righteous.
Dude. You say that, but how can you say the ones you've seen on only portraits are wise, smart, and righteous? You don't know that. You don't know that. King, you liar. Are you looking for someone who shares her traits?
Yeah.
And the druid like, let's mess this country up. Anyway, the king stood still. Given the awkward silence, the druid knew he was right. The king did not just want any princess in the area. He wanted someone who looked like his departed wife as much as possible. Oh my god, oh my... It leads to what I think it's going to lead to. As if there were a Moorish princess, would you consider marrying her?
Maybe. Maybe.
Then, your highness, I only one such a person. One righteous and the wise princess who looks exactly like our departed queen. She lives near you at the moment.
Huh? And who might she be?
I have a portrait of her with me. I mean, it's the only one you did not glance at.
Really? Why do my counselors hide this mysterious princess from me?
See for yourself. The ambitious druid handed the portrait for the aging king. He grabbed it and paced up and down across the room in a revealing silence.
She's magnificent. The face, the skin, the expression, she's lovely. Are you telling me she's wise and righteous?
Absolutely, your highness. She has received the best education.
I recognize those eyes. I could swear I'm looking at my wife. How is this possible? Who is this foreign girl?
Ready for the reveal? She's Princess Kionna, your daughter, your majesty. I knew it. I just knew it.
My daughter!
The king was shocked for a split second. Depression had taken hold of him to the point of cutting him off from reality. To be honest, he had refused to see his daughter since the queen's funeral, because her mere presence reminded him of those beautiful days forever lost. Wow. He did not even know what she looked like or what kind of woman she had become. He suddenly felt shameful.
Are you making a fool out of me, druid? Are you telling me to marry my own daughter?
To be honest, if it's nobles, I would not be surprised.
Admittedly, it must sound rather extreme, but think about it, your highness, is there someone else who could look more like your departed wife than her? Is it not troubling? I would even say it is a gift from a god.
A divine gift, you say?
Oh! Princess Kionna looks too much like her departed mother for it to be mere coincidence. This is God's will. The queen's soul did not go to heaven. It settled in that younger, tailor-made body.
That doesn't make any sense. Come on. Come on. Come on. How that... Come on, man. With that line, you literally cut with... Dude, you didn't make any sense to me. Come on. Come on, King. You can tell that this line does not make sense. Come on. He's fooling you. How can the soul go to your daughter? She would need to be born after your wife departed. Come on. Come on.
She is simply waiting for you to find her, my lord. Do not miss this second chance.
Oh, I know where it sounds familiar from. This is a little songwritery. Yeah, I remember. This is before, like, you engage in fighting a Sound Rider. They have a little bit like that as well. Like, kind of similar. Anywho, confused by the old druid's silver-tongued words, King Thibault hesitated and eventually sent the man away, claiming he would think about it. What? But the seed had already been planted. Oh my god. Weakened by his unstable state, the king was already struggling not to completely succumb to despair. Come on, man. The flickering hope that swindling druid had brought to him was enough to make the king fall into darkness. I mean, it will be darkness if he follows with that freaking idea of the druid. Little by little, over the course of the increasingly frequent visits from the men who would become his confidant, the king started to give in to the idea. Oh my god. Dude, are you being serious? The druid had a way of implying that the young princess was actually the reincarnation of her mother. How? How can you believe in that? To be a reincarnation, you can't be born at the time someone is alive. Come on! And that she surpassed her in everything. So much so that the impressionable king eventually believed him. This new obsession was the only thing which was keeping him alive from this point forward. And thus he did the unforgivable. No way. No way. Oh my god. I can't. Anything new here? No. I guess it was supposed to light up with bluish stuff. Also, this thing aside, there was supposed to be one more. Oh, there it is. Am I supposed to look for it now? I'm kinda scared to click because the text box, but I mean, I don't really see any thing. I think for those, the screen will light up blue, right? I should keep this open at all times because eventually I will forget as well. Oh boy. I was afraid it would lead to a messed up situation, and it totally did! The king will so try to marry his own daughter. That is so messed up. But then again, as I said, I mean, they are nobles. I'm not surprised. As we know from history and so on, the noble families tend to do that. And it's absolutely messed up, crazy. I mean, I like the words for it. It's messed up overall, basically. How else really can you describe that? Dude, marrying your own daughter. No. Like, no. Anyway. But beside the fact that that is a messed up thing overall, this story is getting super interesting even more. Like, I was super entertained previously by being in purgatory, but now, yeah, I wonder how far can it be pushed. Anywho, let's end for today, and we'll find out more tomorrow. Root commune. Oh. So prologue, root commune. Okay. Game is released on Steam, by the way. At the moment, it's still discounted. Yeah, it's still discounted. So until October 20th. You can get the game with a 20% discount on Steam. Link in the description as per usual, of course. Go and get it yourself. Check it out. Absolutely, I would say, so far, absolutely worth it. With that being said, also, you know, consider liking and subscribing. Always appreciated. With that being said, hope you all have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow too. Now I'm gonna go and work out. Bye-bye.